Greetings from Public Square in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. It's snowy and 27 degrees, feels like 16 with the wind chill. And even though we're starting in Public Square, today I wanted to take a look inside of Tower City in Terminal Tower and see what type of stores they have in there modern day, meaning the year 2024 versus since it first opened in the year 1990, referring to the actual shopping center portion. Terminal Tower has been here longer than that. But when Tower City first opened in 1990, they had some big time stores like the Gucci store, Versace. I read that there was a supposed tentative agreement for Neiman Marcus to come in here for a huge store, although it sounds like that never happened. But even after that, there was some reliable retailers and lots of people consistently shopping in Tower City Center. And over the years, it just faded and faded and faded. But they're trying to make somewhat of a comeback. There's more local businesses moving in. Some upgrades to the eatery food court section. So we'll try to look at how everything looks modern day. And of course, back when this whole area prior to 1990, back in the day, this was kind of like Grand Central Station in New York City, where it was supposed to be a hub where a bunch of different train systems met in one central location. But now the only thing that it serves in that regard is the Tower City RTA red, green, and blue line stations. Okay, so if you come into the lobby, you can see the great architecture lining the ceiling. And then on the lower level, they do have a small United States post office right here. So if you're looking to, say, head to the Rapid at the end of the day to catch your train, you can quickly make your pit stop at the post office. And you can see they also have murals on both ends, or up there, and then there's murals going across all these sections. I tried to look up some information about the specific murals and details about it, but I really couldn't find any background information about them, so I'm not sure. If someone feels like they have intel on that, feel free to post it in the comments section. You can see the sign over there says Higbee Building. That is... well, maybe I should go show the signage. Higbee Building, of course, very famous for Clevelanders, but now it's been turned into an entranceway to Jack Casino, but you still see the original, well, I assume it's original, Higbee Building sign right here. But if you keep going that way, that's going to be your entrance, one of your entrances and exits to Jack Casino. If I'm not mistaken, I think Higbee's turned into Dillard's for a bit before it eventually closed down. But now let's try to walk around and look at some of the shops. Boy, I must have filmed this at a good time, because you rarely see this level of foot traffic in Tower City. So over on the left side here, you do have Darla Fox, where they have always some nice dresses. I assume it's a wedding dress place, but yeah, it looks like pageant, mothers, bridesmaids, homecoming. So various fancy dresses. and a big inventory of that.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to know.
You can see the sign up there, Brooks Brothers. Must have been the former location of that. This used to be a Starbucks over here, but it is now a Milk and Honey. But that's good to see that active. And this is the atrium for when you first come into Terminal Tower. They did have a bunch of Christmas decorations here for a bit, but now that's gone. I don't know when they'll turn it back on. They did rehab this version of the water fountain, and it's functional, and the escalators are working now. We're going to try to go through both floors. There still are a lot of storefronts that need to be filled. During the holiday season, they've put up nice window displays for Christmas. I did a separate video showing all those Christmas decorations, but these storefronts are all vacant, looking for tenants. You have a little gold and diamonds shop over there. We're going to try to form like a big square that walks around. If you did walk a little bit further, you could take the stairs or the big escalator all the way down to the very lower level, and that's where you catch RTA's either red line, green line, or blue line. The red line would take you to the airport or to Windermere, depending on which direction you're trying to go. And there's also the RTA Customer Service Center down there, where you can purchase bus passes, or if there's certain issues, you can inquire about those. This was a Winter Wonderland store during the winter, but I think they're probably done for the year. So other times during the year, there's nothing filling that space to my knowledge. Let's keep walking here on the second floor. Oh, you can see they're actually taking off some of the clings that are on the ground for Christmas time. So what do we have here? In My Bay Collection by Tiana B. Mike the Hatter. I did read about that. This is one of the guys who was in the 5th Street arcades. He still is there, but instead of having like 2 spots in the 5th Street arcades, he now opened a new location in Tower City. So that's an example of a new place coming to Tower City. Mike the Hatter. We're overlooking Skylight Park right now. This is what replaced the old classic fountain. You still see the marble exterior there, and in the middle is where the fountain used to be. So I know a lot of people were upset about that change, but for whatever reason, maintenance costs, they just decided to decommission the fountain and have this park in the center now. And they do have green space and like seats around. And they do various events here throughout the year where they'll have someone up on the stage there doing something. Now, if we keep walking this way, you're getting to what they've now branded as the Eatery. So they're calling their food court the Eatery. And over here on the left is a brand new place called Shake and Slide. Milkshakes, burgers, and more. I think this place just opened maybe this week, because I saw it advertised and promoted by the downtown Cleveland social media feeds. So you can see they've got kind of like an old school vibe to it, and they sell burgers, fries, etc. I'm not sure if I see a menu up. Hello, but this. I might come back here later and try to grab some lunch. I don't know. I'll see. I think the menu is on the piece of paper on the counter. So maybe they're working on getting a menu board posted up on the ceiling. or not ceiling, on the wall. Now there's not any other restaurants up here on the second floor, but there are, a little bit of seating. Most of the eatery places are on the first level. I'm going to come back to that. First, I want to complete my full walk around on the second level shops. You can see on the left here a place called Unscripted Boutique. Looks like they're closed at the immediate moment, but a boutique store. And then this, along with Mike the Hatter, Applejack's Toys is the other new store that recently came here. You can see some of their fun merchandise. I thought at Christmas time when I saw E.T., it gave me I got a kick out of that with some of the classic toys. I know they have other locations. Like, I first heard of them when I saw them in Lakewood over the years. Trying to think, because their doors are shut right now. Maybe some of these places take like a little lunch break. It's hard to tell because there's no visible like hours sign on the door. But you can, I love the fact that Tower City has a toy store, because my brother and I, when we were going to college or whatever, and it was near the holiday season, or if we just wanted to look for certain gift ideas, there was never, there used to be a toy store, like I think it was Go Games and Toys, and they had a pretty big presence for years, but then once that went away, there was no toy store in Tower City. Yeah, that would be, for a few of the places, that's kind of would be one of the gripes I have. Like, why are there no hours posted? Like, lights are on some of these. The doors are shut, though. And this is lunchtime when you think, like, a good amount of people would be potentially shopping. Down this way, there's, I don't know, it says valet parking. I'm not too sure what else is happening down there. Looks like you've got a barber shop right here. By the way, there's another set of escalators there. You'd go upward to the third level, and you can get to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel from there. But if we continue on our left side here, you have another boutique store with clothing. See, at least they have a sign up that says out to lunch. I bet that's what like Applejack's Toys is doing. Probably they don't have enough staffing to where they can say, hey, like just work, one person's probably working the whole day. There's a perfume store, and you've got creative tees, some unique looking t-shirts. And then further down would bring us back to the entrance. Those are more vacant storefronts that they're trying to fill. So let's try going down to the first level now. So on the lower level here, I don't know what was in these, like where Gucci was when it first opened in 1990. I have some recent memory of, like, Foot Locker used to be here. At one point, the Go Games toy store was here, but these are vacant now. They used it for Christmas time. But as far as storefronts go, there's nothing there. This was GameStop in my recent memory, but now it's another boutique. A lot of boutiques here, so they are taking advantage of the space. You still have Susie's Soup. So that's one of the few places to eat that's not in the food court area. And it looks like a decent amount of people in there. Sandwiches, wraps, soups. It says we will be closing today at 2 p.m. due to maintenance. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say, there is a little space underneath, between here. At one point, I think this was like a cookie shop. I don't know what it was before that or most recently, but you can see that it appears like that's another available space. So when you first come into Tower City, if you're coming from Public Square, a lot of those businesses still need to be occupied, but they have done a pretty good job of filling the space going the other direction, like as we're walking toward the food court. So again, on the left here, vacant space, and I'm trying to think what this was. This might have been FYE, for your entertainment. If that's the place I'm thinking of, it would sell like the records or DVDs and stuff like that. There's Claire's. And then on our left here we have the Feet Geeks. So it looks like a shoe store. It's interesting, this must be relatively new too, because I need a new pair of basketball shoes, and I actually bought my previous pair of basketball shoes in Tower City because I was like, I need something quickly. But that was like a year or so ago or probably 2 years ago now, when there were other stores here that aren't here anymore. Here is $1. This has been a staple for quite a while. Basically, just a dollar store within Terminal Tower or Tower City. And you've got DTLR. Now, out of all the stores, this is probably the closest thing to like a brand. I don't know if that's a national store, but I definitely know they have a presence in other retail locations. So that is a bigger retailer that's still here. And then what is it? I think this is still TTLR. Yeah. So then we enter the food court on the lower level. They do have a like pop-up Chick-fil-A station here. I think it's here for about 2 hours during the lunchtime period. But on the lower level, you do have most of these spaces, if not all of them, are filled now. There was a time when you had a lot of vacancies here too, but you've got a Japanese place. Over there you've got gyros and mixed greens. There's a Charlie's Philly Steaks here. So that's a kind of a national restaurant, isn't it? And then as we go toward this side, back in the day, this used to be a McDonald's, I think. It is now, I think it's called, the Half Moon Bakery. So they've got, this is pretty cool. I haven't had empanadas in a while because they're not easy to find, but they've got empanadas. You can get a variety of them for like $2.50 each. Sandwiches, desserts. I have tried this place once, the Tower Pizza. You can get some pizza slices. Looks like a cheese slice is $3.50. Any other topping is $3.99 for a slice, and then they also have breadsticks or spaghetti that you can get. Now, if you went all the way down here, down this hallway, this is the tunnel that you can walk to go to not Quicken Loans Arena. It used to be Gund Arena, then Quicken Loans Arena, and then now it's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. So you can take it to walk all the way there on game days or event days. Like right now, where it says walkway at the end there, the fence is down, so you can't go through at the moment. But during game days, it's very popular. Same thing if there's a Cleveland Guardians baseball game going on, they will open it up and you can walk there. So if happens to be too hot outside or not, you can just take that. And then this area here is the former movie theater. So the movie theater's been gone for a while, but I don't know if anything's going to fill that space. But that is what is currently being displayed there, just some advertisements for Tower City Center. So in the future, I don't know if anything will fill that. Let's turn back now. Let's see if this directory is updated. I think it's somewhat updated. So we were starting on the second level, eventually, or on the first level. So this is where we're at now, like that tunnel and the eatery. When we first came in, we saw like where Cleveland Jack Casino would be at the old Higbee building. Well, let's keep going and looking at the restaurants. If you go and peek outside this window, you get a look at some of the cars parked down there. Sherwin-Williams' existing headquarters, or a portion of it, the river. Some of the bridges exiting downtown Cleveland. Smoothies, quesadillas. That escalator would take us to the second level of the eatery where we were earlier. See that burger and fry place. So there is one place that's not occupied, although I think this was the pop-up bar at Christmas time. Like they did a pop-up Christmas bar there, so it is seasonal, I guess. Let's see what restaurants or food options we have down here. We got restrooms at the corner. But then we have Cleveland Sandwich Company. You've got various burgers and sandwiches. Then Mod Bites Street Food. Tacos, bowls, combos, and more. Everybody Eats. Now these spots look like they're closed. This was Subway, meaning the National Subway sandwich shop before. But that's not in existence. There's Cafe Europa and Cajun Grill, although I'm pretty sure that spot is closed too. So then on the very corner here we have, oh no, sorry, that is Cajun Grill on the corner. So Cajun Grill's still open. And that's it for the food court area. Back to looking at the shops that are on the first level. You've got Magic's Clothier, 360 Clothing Studios. So if you're in the hunt for clothing and fashion trends, definitely there's a presence at Tower City for that. Take a quick look at walking on the Skylight Park. So eventually they'll take like this fake snow away and the tree away, but they'll leave the other greenery up and all these ramps. And I think throughout the year they do have someone that funds different flower arrangements. Over here on the left you have Sock Skating. I don't know if that was a temporary store for winter or if that is actually a store that's just not open right now. Here is Rainbow. Now Rainbow, is that may be one of those actual national retailers. Dunkin' Donuts is still here. You can swing by and grab your coffee or a donut before you're exiting the city for the day. And you've got a jewelry store. This place has been a regular staple for most of my lifetime, I think. Play ball, sports, and fashion. So you can get all your Cleveland Guardians, Cavaliers, Browns attire here. And it's two sides to it. It goes really deep. So this is probably one of the bigger footprint stores. So you've got the left side there with a lot of sporting, and then on the right side, I think it's more general men's and women's fashion apparel. And in fact, it does say Fashion Avenue, although that is, I'm pretty sure it's all branded as Play Ball, Sports, and Fashion. Like all is one location. And then now we're going to wrap back to where I said you have those vacancies. What I'm going to do now is I'm briefly going to go up to the second level of Tower City, which is the one we entered on from Public Square. But then I'm going to do that so I can take the big escalator all the way down. So a lot of times at the end of the workday, you'll come in through Public Square, you'll run over here, and if you're trying to leave for the day, you'll take the escalator all the way down. And then on your left, you'll have the blue line, Van Aken, green line, Shaker, and then on the right side, red line for Windermere or the airport. So that's where I almost always go. You can pick up some bus schedules over there. Customer service center is there, and then just beyond that corner there is where you would be able to purchase your fare cards. So let's go back up. Now, way back in the day, from what I've read, when this first opened in 1990, there were like daily thousands of people walking through all of these concourses. It'd be like super, super busy. I have to say, I'm trying to think of the right word. Encouraged, I guess. Encouraged by what I'm seeing. Because at the lunchtime hour, I guess it's been a while since I've been here near lunch. I'm surprised at the number of people that are walking around. Granted, it's not like there's still a long way to go, but it's encouraging. I think a lot of them are going here for the lunchtime hour, but seeing the level of activity and the number of businesses here, it's setting off a trickle-down effect where more places are coming in, and there is a vision of some kind that they're trying to implement. Now let's go up to the third level. There's not going to be any stores up here on the third level, but you do get another overhead view of Skylight Park, the eatery, etc. And then over on the right side, you have the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And there is some, like, couches, and I have done that a few times in the past. Like, say it's been a really cold day, but if I knew the train wasn't going to come for, like, 20 minutes, I would actually come up here and relax on a couch and then just quickly take the escalators downstairs, because it is very nice and warm here for a cold day. So yeah, that's Skylight Park, and then I guess The one other thing you could say is that over here on the far left side, you'd have an entrance to Morton's Steakhouse, and you could also exit to, forgetting what street name that is at the moment. I think that's Prospect. Alright. And then they have a big version of the directory here. So if you enjoyed this tour of how Tower City looks in modern day, yeah, by the way, it is Prospect behind me, and that's Huron over there. But feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. Although stay tuned for some bonus footage, because I think I'm going to try the that burger place and see how it tastes. Okay. See the vibe here at Shake and Slide. I was going to order a burger initially, but they must have had decent demand because they said, oh, like shoot, like we just ran out of our burger. So I ordered the chicken item as well as the fries. So we'll see how that tastes.